Okay.
We have with us today Jeff Eisenberg, who is the coordinator and started the Chesed Center that's on Peninsula Boulevard in Hewlett. It's been up and running ever since October 7th massacre. And yes, this morning he got to the Chesed Center to find a hateful sign on the Chesed Center. And I thought this would be a great opportunity for us to get to know Jeff a little more. I've put on information about the Chesed Center throughout this last year or so. And this is a good opportunity for us to really get to know Jeff, what the center is up to now, what his response is to the sign that was put up today, and how we can continue to donate our time, effort, goods, money to the Chesed Center to show our continued support of all of their efforts. Jeff, thank you so much for coming on. Please tell me who found this sign, what the sign said, and what your feeling is about this.
Right. So, I was in shul early this morning, and many people passed by going to work very early in the morning on Peninsula Boulevard, and I started getting messages saying the Chesed Center has been vandalized. And what's happening with that? It was all news to me. Then we ended up finding out exactly the extent of the vandalism, and it is technically vandalism, even though it's not physical damage. But it's when you put up a hateful sign, a very large sign on our property fence that says 50,000 Gazan children were murdered or genocide, whatever it is, then that's vandalism because it doesn't belong there. It's certainly not their right to put it there. But again, the MO of the Chesed Center and pretty much my whole life was I've always believed that everything in life, that we perceive as maybe bad or tragic, something good has to come from it. Otherwise, we do not get the message from Hashem. Everything is a message, and it's our job is try to interpret it and try to turn it into something positive. If we just October 7th, we didn't just say, "Oh my gosh, it's terrible." We responded. Israel Chesed Center was born on October 8th as a response to the war, and we haven't stopped since. As you know, we've sent 7 containers of goods for Chayalim and for families. We've sent 2 cargo planes. We purchased thousands of vests and helmets in Israel for soldiers. We've sent hundreds of drones, and we've sent over 10,000 duffel bags to date and counting. And we've had constant events try to, again, turn something good from something bad. It's our
How
brothers and
was the
sisters in
event
Israel.
yesterday? I know that there was a 5K
Right,
mile
right. So that
support
was
for the Chesed Center.
right. That was our most recent event. It was a 5K walker run helping Israel. We had over 500 walkers, runners from ages 2 to 92. And it was great. We had a fair afterwards. It was well received. We came together as a community. We also had a booth at the Kulanu Fair, and we were also at the Israel Festival in Eisenhower Park. They honored us and the Israel Chesed Center for the work that we've done over the last 20 months. But the idea is that we don't stop, and we can't stop, and the community sometimes get tired, they forget. And right now, as we speak, I have just in the last few weeks, I have over $500,000 of units begging for helmets and vests, just helmets and vests and medical bags. Just it's one
Jeff,
unit. It's endless.
Jeff, of the money that gets contributed, donated to the Chesed Center, how much of it is in overhead and how much of it goes to the actual Chesed?
Yeah, so we are a unique organization in the sense that we have no overhead. Our premises are free. Everyone's a volunteer. Every dime goes to Israel. So it's unique that anybody could ever say that, but we do. So when people give us $1, every dollar goes to Israel. It's mostly going to soldiers. So all the clothing and items that we get are donated. Anything for families, whether it's coats or blankets or baby gear, diaper, whatever it is, that's all been donated. So actually, even though we send tons and tons of bags for families, that's all been given to us. And all the money that we raise actually goes to help for the security of Israel, for whether it's boots, helmets, vests.
And And there's a
Uh,
continued need, even though the war has been on for a year and a half, there's still a
yeah,
continued need for these
continue
items.
need. Helmets get beat up and shot at, ruined. Vests get bent out of shape because they've been shot at and they save lives. Boots get worn out. Our shoes get worn out, but when you're hiking hundreds of miles, a week, they get worn out. And uniforms get holes in them, gloves, protective equipment. Right now, just suntan lotion. They're getting burnt up in the sun. Hydration tablets. They get dehydrated, heat stroke. They're getting bit up by mosquitoes. They want mosquito repellent. Well, these are all these little items help the soldier fight. It's very difficult. You're not sleeping, you're not hydrated, and you're getting bit up, and you've been fighting for 400-500 days. You've been away from your family. It's the least we can do. Is try to give them every opportunity to save their lives and to boost morale and to help them fight better and stronger. How can somebody fight for 500 days and with the same energy level?
Jeff, give us the website, the email address, and the donation page for people who want to donate. Either their time and or money to the Chesed Center.
Right. So you could it's israelchesed.com. One S is you could zell it to israelchesed@gmail.com. There's all kinds of ways. You take credit card, you can come in, you could volunteer. We really ask people to just come and join our chats, because from the chat you see what's going on. And we believe no matter how old you are, how young you are, everyone has the opportunity to make a difference in this war. A 5-year-old girl can write a letter that inspires some soldier, that keeps them motivated. He can't wait till he gets out of Gaza to be able to call that girl if she leaves her phone number. So whether you're 5 years old or 105, you can make a difference in the war. We've had 8-year-old girls have bake sales, raising $1,000 that bought needed equipment. There's not one person that doesn't have some talent that they can help. Some people don't have any money. That's fine. They can drive a bag to an airport. They can pick up. They can go to the bank. But if everybody just took one responsibility, one little area of the Chesed Center, that moves the needle. But it can only
So
be
you're
done
still
from the
full
entire
steam
community.
ahead a year and a half later. You still can use people capital. You can still use money capital. You can still use goods, wholesale
Absolutely.
goods, free goods.
Absolutely, every day, every day we could use it. If you have opportunities to get toothpaste and things that we cannot send because Israel doesn't allow it in, we just monetize it. We sell it and we turn it into cash and we send that money to Israel. So if you're connected to anything, we will figure out how to monetize it. Use clothing. Your clothing, I don't care how ratty it is, shoes, we'll take it. We figured out a way how to monetize used clothing. We sell it all for bulk, and anything that's quality, we can actually sell it to thrift stores. We make several $100s a month, just on used clothing, and everyone's got used clothing. And clean your closets, drop it off to us, and we'll figure out how to get that money off to Israel.
Jeff, do you still do Shamos drop-offs?
Yes, yeah, we sure do. We do Seamus. Essentially, most schools are shutting down their Seamus departments because it's very expensive, and they encourage them to drop it off to us. We're open all the time. You drop it off. There's a fee. Guys who do this for a living, and they give us half the money, and it's all done al pi halacha. And all the rabbis and most of the shuls, a white shul and Yilk and many other shuls have started to push their congregants to send their shemus to us, because historically they've been just leaving it at the shuls, and it's a big expense. It costs shuls many thousands of dollars a year to dispose of shemus.
And I was there when I picked up a few Judaic books with my son. So you can save money going to the Chesed Center, picking up a used sefer. It avoids it going into Shemos. You make out your check to the Israel Chesed Center as a suggested donation, and you can get the sperm that you're looking for at a much discounted price.
And not just that. We have, from the beginning of the war, we were given thousands of boxes of all kinds of items that we've sold off that Israel doesn't want. For instance, disposable gloves. Everyone uses
Looks like we have a connection problem with Jeff. Let's see if he comes back on. If not, we'll do
Amazon, Costco, just buy it from us. We have toothpaste and toothbrushes and baby formula and diapers and all kinds of things. So instead of going to Costco, batteries, we have this stuff that has been donated. We don't buy the stuff. We're not in business to buy and sell. It's donated to us, and we sell it.
Thank you, Jeff. On that note, I appreciate you coming on with us. I'm so sorry that the Israel Chesed Center had that post on it, the anti-Semitic, anti-Israel poster sign on it today, but I'm glad that you're going stronger than ever. And we're putting out the word today that you are still very functional. The Chesed Center was not physically harmed, nor was it more, was the spirit broken. If anything, we're more determined than ever to make sure that we support Israel through our goods, through our energy, and through our monetary donations. And I appreciate you coming on with us today.
Great. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. All the best.
Have a good day.
Be well.
You too. Bye-bye.